Namaskar. Welcome to this Indie Chat. EVM, electronic voting machines. Electronic voting machines are in the focus these days for various reasons. Without going into the reasons, one can safely say that electronic voting machines constitute the centrality of our election system. And as a voter, any voter for that matter, would like to ensure the secrecy and the accuracy of the voting system as well as the electronic voting machines which constitute the centrality of the system. And it is absolutely necessary that the voting system has to be beyond doubt, beyond suspicion and foolproof in all respects, tamper-proof, hacking-proof and absolutely reliable. It's not sufficient that it is reliable, but it should be seen to be and it must be perceived to be absolutely reliable. And this requires a perfectly operated system of voting, of which electronic voting machine constitute a central part. To discuss this issue, we have invited an expert in this field, in the field of computer science, Mr. Madhav Deshpande. Welcome, Mr. Madhav Deshpande. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Madhav Deshpande ji has been a computer science engineer. He has worked as CEO and CTO, that is Chief Technical Officer in various corporations in the field of software, in IT and also in working in the computer science internationally. He has a vast experience of more than 40 years to his credit. He has been a consultant, please note, he has been a consultant to Obama administration in the development of many systems and
Algorithms.
And yes, and many systems and algorithms. Now, Mr. Madhav Deshpande, EVMs are in discussion. My first question to you, are EVMs used in India? Beyond doubt, are they tamper-proof, hacking-proof? What exactly are they and how do you rate them?
So, as far as EVM as a machine is concerned, Indian EVMs cannot be hacked.
Cannot be hacked.
They cannot be hacked. That's a fact.
Oh.
And that's a technical fact because they are not connected to anything. See, hacking means acquiring control of a system from distance, from remote, and making it behave in a manner that it is not expected to behave. That is what hacking is. Because these are not connected either by Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or by internet, they cannot be hacked. But what EVM has brought forth in the Indian election system is that it has made Indian elections electronic. So now we have an electronic election system. And when you look at that system has a lot of design problems. It is under-designed, I would say.
So can we say that, what you said just now, as electronic voting machines, taken as machines in isolation, cannot be hacked from distance?
Yes.
But taken as a system of voting, there are serious problems. And you say they are under-designed. So what do you mean by that? First of all, what do you mean by election as a system, voting system and under-designed? Explain both the words.
Right. So, even if we look at just the EVM as it is, as it stands today, it is not a single monolithic machine. There are three parts to the EVM. One is the ballot unit where the voter goes and presses a button and casts his vote. But that vote is recorded in the control unit. That was how the initial system was designed. Then, with the Supreme Court's order, voter verifiable paper trail was created, VVPAT as it is called, and that was inserted between the two. Now, what happens is, I'll just complete this. What happens is, the ballot unit is operated by the voter, a button on that. That vote goes to VVPAT. VVPAT prints a receipt. The voter looks at the receipt. It's a confirmation for the voter that whatever vote he cast, the same vote has been taken by the VVPAT, has been taken by the VVPAT. Now, VVPAT further takes or passes that vote into the, which is an electronic vote, into the control unit. This has a problem. There are two problems here. One is that the VVPAT is not randomized as ballot units and control units are randomized.
Sir, I will just interject for a while.
Please.
Can you just show this on, show this graphically?
Yeah.
This interconnectivity.
I will.
So that
here is
we
a,
can understand.
Correct. Here is an animation that I have made, which will show this. The voter comes, goes to the ballot unit.
Yes.
He selects a yellow vote. It goes to VVPAT. VVPAT prints a yellow receipt. But what it passes on is a grey vote, which we don't ever see. Nobody knows. This
passes
is
on the may pass. You mean?
may pass. This is a possibility because you have a unit in between that has program and that is fed data very late. Now, what should we do? We should have a ballot unit which is connected simultaneously to VVPAT and control unit, but if control unit doesn't connect to the VVPAT. So, when as a voter I go there, I press on the ballot unit, my vote, electronic vote, one copy goes to VVPAT. VVPAT prints that receipt, I see that receipt, and the second copy at the same time through the ballot unit itself goes to the control unit. So, VVPAT gives me a confirmation that yes, whatever you have pressed on is the same that we have processed. But what goes into the ballot unit is directly from the to the control unit is directly from the ballot unit, not via VVPAT.
Okay. Now, what you mean by this is that the ballot unit is in the center of the
Should be in the center.
Should be in the center.
Yes.
And one signal goes to VVPAT, and another signal.
The same signal.
Another means the same signal, same time.
The same signal.
The signal goes to two units, for the controlling unit and the VVPAT. The same signal goes.
Correct.
And therefore, there is no possibility of tampering between them.
Correct. Because control unit and ballot unit, as the Election Commission says, they are randomized. So, what does it mean?
Randomization?
Yeah. What does it mean? Randomization is, let's say I have ordered 10 lakh units. Those units come to me and they are to be distributed to different states. Now, which unit will go where is completely random process. So, I pick up one unit, and if I think that this should go to Tamil Nadu, it will go to Tamil Nadu. I pick up, I mean, when I say it is the system. When that system picks up something, it will randomly go. The next unit might go to Manipur, the third unit might go to Punjab, the fourth unit might go to Andhra Pradesh,
and so on and so
forth. So, it's completely randomized. So, that makes those units location agnostic, because that unit doesn't have any location bias.
Yes.
The same thing happens with ballot unit and control unit. However, with VVPAT, we can't say that, because VVPAT processes the vote, that electronic vote, and it processes it with reference to the locally available candidates. So, that local data is available in the VVPAT, which is loaded at a very late stage in the game.
Sir, I'm just stopping you. So, let us talk about this VVPAT unit. And before that, I will just revise for my clarification and also for the viewers' clarification, that a controlling unit and a ballot unit, these machines can be placed anywhere and wherever they reach, at whatever place they reach, whatever place they are operated, that makes absolutely no difference, because they are absolutely blind to what is, who are the candidates and where it is placed, because it just knows the numbers.
Correct.
That number one candidate, number two, whether it is candidate or whether it is a cattle, that doesn't make no difference to them.
Absolutely.
Number one, number two, it's just a machine which recognizes that number and it passes the data about that number.
Correct.
Or receives the data.
Absolutely.
Receives the data in controlling unit about the number, and at the time of counting, just takes it out.
Correct.
Okay. Now, you said something about the VVPAT unit. Now, VVPAT unit, you said that the data is fed on the last 8 or 10 days. So, as I know the election process, it goes like this. The candidates fill their applications, then they are processed, then they are validated. That means whatever process happens, some are rejected, whatever remain and which are not withdrawn, whatever remain, for example, so they are finalized in last say 10 days or last 15 days of the election. So who are the candidates in a particular constituency is known even to the candidates,
Yes.
and then as per their names, as per their alphabetical order, their order is also changeable before the 15 days. So last 15 days, it is certain and fixed. So this is how the election process continues. Now tell me, when is this VVPAT machine comes into the picture in the last 15 days?
So when, as you rightly said, when this list of candidates finalized, that is the time a program called symbol upload module is used by people who are authorized by the Election Commission. They download this information from the Election Commission's website on their laptops, and they come and connect their laptops to the VVPAT machine.
What information do they download?
That symbol upload module has the list of candidates
In that specific constituency?
For that specific constituency, the list of candidates, their party name, their symbol, things that we
Their
see.
order also.
There are, of course, in that order of the ballot box.
Exactly.
I mean, the ballot unit. And that is uploaded. So what
Uploaded in the VVPAT
in
machine.
the VVPAT. So what happens effectively is when VVPAT receives that vote, electronic vote, it matches it in the list with the electronic list it has inside and shows the matching number. Let's say I press 2 and at 2 party ABC
Yes.
and candidate A is the name. Then it will print candidate A and party ABC with the symbol of that party.
Correct.
On the paper, which as a voter I will see and I will be happy. Okay, I have pressed for party
Correct.
A, it has gone to party A. Now thereafter, VVPAT is expected to transparently transfer this vote to control unit.
That is the
However-
same, or the same signal.
Yes. However, because nothing is known about this, this becomes a black box. This has become a black box and this has become contentious. So the question we need to ask ourselves is, do we really need VVPAT to be in between these two? Why do we need it? If we need only confirmation.
But what is the threat? What is the problem?
The problem is there are three things that can happen. The first and most easy thing to happen is that VVPAT program is written in such a way, and this is the easiest that I am telling you. There are multiple complicated things possible, but this is the easiest one. The program is written in such a way that it reads 2 files, not 1, as we believe. One file is about the list of candidates and their symbols and the party names and the etc. etc. And the second file, let's call that file as a number file, which will have some number in it. Because at the time when the VVPAT information is loaded, the exact position of every candidate is known. If a candidate has to be favored, his position number can be stored in that file, and VVPAT program will read that number, and maybe every third vote, I'm just taking a number, it could be second, it could be fourth, it could be fifth, whatever, every third vote, let's say, will go to that candidate irrespective of what vote has been pressed on the ballot unit.
So you mean to say that once the ballot box presses candidate A, who is on number 2, suppose sequentially, VVPAT will print number 2 as a candidate and whatever symbol name is there.
Candidate A, party
So I am
number.
satisfied.
Correct.
But while the program will be such written.
Correct. If it is a third vote, it might go to, let's say, candidate 5.
Acha.
If that file number has a number,
whatever is fed to it.
5 in it.
Okay, so this is possible, and this is possible.
This is easily possible.
This is easily possible, and this is possible at the time of feeding the data.
Correct.
To the VVPAT
The
machine.
program doesn't have to be modified because program is originally written to recognize this. And when the file doesn't contain any number, it will not misbehave in other words. So the question that we need to ask is, do we really need VVPAT to be in between the ballot unit and control unit? Because there's another problem here. My voting right is fundamentally for me to stamp my ballot paper and put that ballot paper myself in the ballot box. Now what is happening is, it's as if I'm stamping
Secrecy
it
of
and
vote.
I'm giving it to you. It's not about secrecy. I don't have any, the moment I give it to you, I have lost control. If I stamp it and give it to you and say, please put it in the box. Now, I don't know whether you put my ballot in the box or you take out something from your pocket and keep it in that box. That is the effect, you know. I have pressed my button and given my vote. It has gone to VVPAT. I have lost control now. What VVPAT does with it, I don't know. So why not my vote should go directly to the control unit, while VVPAT tells me, takes another copy of that vote, identical copy, and shows me.
No, but here there is a question. See, when the elections are conducted, before they actually go for voting, and even just before voting also, they show that no, actually the votes are going there. Matlab, a ballot machine and a controlling machine, and see this, it's voted and it goes there only. So they show that. So in this case, the system is foolproof.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, because one can always write programs that behave differently on or after a particular date. I'll give you a very simple example. Every bank has fixed deposits. Let's say I have a fixed deposit in the bank. The bank calculates interest on that fixed deposit every single day at the end of the day, because they have to make provision for it.
Correct.
But at the end of the quarter, that program knows that it doesn't have to only calculate interest, but it has to also deposit that interest in my account.
Correct.
So on that particular day, the program behaves differently. We also saw that in Y2K. All the programs that were behaving all right until midnight of 31st January 1999 reacted differently to the next day, 1/1/2000. It was a reaction to the date. My point is, programs either intentionally or unintentionally can behave differently to dates. Banking interest calculation is the easiest
So
example.
what you mean to say is,
So correct, you're there.
okay, let me say it, just tell me whether I'm right. So the VVPAT program can be so written that suppose the day of the election is 1st of February, so it's 2024, and suppose the voting starts at suppose say 7 o'clock. So till say 7:30, everything that is polled in the ballot box, whatever signal comes from ballot box goes to VVPAT printing, the same signal goes to the control unit. But after 7:30, as you said, every third vote or whatever program is there will print on VVPAT correctly, but a different signal will go to the control unit.
Correct.
This can be programmed and it can be date and time specific.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I'll see, going on a little philosophical terms, if past was a guarantee to future, none of us would ever die. Because we never died in the past.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that we will never die. We will die.
Yeah.
Similarly, if I make a call to a phone number and it goes wrong number, that doesn't mean that every call that I make will always be a wrong number. Or if it doesn't go to the wrong number, it also doesn't mean that it will never dial a wrong number.
Right.
The point is, the EVM has to prove that it did not misbehave. The onus is on the EVM to prove it did not misbehave. I'll tell you another thing. Our voting guarantees, our fundamental right constitutionally guarantees us that the voting is secret. My ballot is secret. So even if I tell the Election Commission to prove that the EVM did not misbehave, they will not be able to do it unless they provide an audit trail, transparent audit trail. Because even if everybody comes out and says, we have voted for party A, that cannot be taken as proof. Because I might vote for party B and come out and say, I have voted for party A, because my vote is secret. So even Election Commission or Chief Justice of India, I mean judiciary, nobody can really prove that this outside of the system. This proof has to come from within the system.
Yes.
It has to be the electronic proof that the system has to give.
Because the system is electronic, the
Correct.
proof also has to be
Electronic. And the input is secret.
And still the
Input is secret. So you can't really go back and say, this is what you pressed. How can you? Because you don't know.
So so what is the alternative that you are suggesting now?
So the alternative, as I said, is isolate the VVPAT. Connect it to the ballot unit, give it a proof, yes, as a proof let them see, and put that vote straight to the control unit.
So VVPAT is the ballot box is at the center, and then it connects to
there are two
independently but identically
yes
to the VVPAT printing and the controlling unit.
Absolutely.
So there is no tampering in that. Okay. Now you have said something about the matching or pairing of the machines, the control unit, and what was that?
There's another problem, like we used to have in ballot boxes, where ballot boxes used to be replaced. Even the control unit
is by fraud.
Physical, by fraud, by antisocial elements. Similarly, here in the modern system, the control unit can be replaced. I'll tell you a few things. Yes, I mean, because there is no electronic, so the only verification is by the label it has on the backside.
See, as I have seen, because I have witnessed and participated in the elections. So I know that there is a printed number on ballot unit and there is a printed number on the controlling unit.
Correct.
And it is said that this number machine has this number control unit, and the number is printed outside the machine, and at the time of when the voting starts, it is disclosed, and at the time of counting also it can be matched. So where is the question of
correct?
So it is paired.
Correct. These are labels. These are labels. At best, you may engrave them on the at best. Before we get deeper into this, we have to recognize a few things. One is that this system was designed in 1977. At that time, electronic advances, connectivity, internet, all these things were not even in their primitive stage.
Okay.
So this was designed considering the
technology available that time.
In 1977 in India, we had Fiat cars. Do we use Fiat today? No. We had Maruti, now we have Hyundai and Kia, whatnot, and we use all those cars, right?
There is a lot of computer and chip systems inside.
Exactly.
Yes.
So why have we moved on in automobiles? Because there were advancements. Similarly, there have been advancements in electronics. Since this is an electronic system, we should take advantage of all those advancements. One advancement is pairing. It is so normally used by us. I mean, since I gave the example of cars, let's extend that. Today, all modern cars, nobody puts a key to the door to open it. They put the key in the pocket and walk up to the car and touch the handle or press a button on the handle and the door opens.
Yes.
The car unlocks. How? The car recognizes the key recognizes the car. If I use my key and go to your car, it won't open. If you use your key and try to do the same with my car, it won't open. That pairing has taken place in the factory and it will stay that way. Similarly, we should pair the control unit with the ballot unit, not with wireless or Bluetooth, but with a cable, serial cable, because there is already a serial port through which they, as it is, connect to the VVPAT. Before the polling starts, on the day of polling, connect the two, ballot unit and polling control unit. They will have to write a small program which will announce, when there will be a button. I mean, I'm just kind of giving a simple design to it. There will be a button on the ballot unit and on the control unit, which when pressed will broadcast its number.
Broadcast means you are not saying literally broadcast,
electronically broadcast. Yes, electronically broadcast. It will announce electronically that this is its number, which will be put in it every electronic device has to have a unique ID. So this will also have a unique ID, and club it with the time when this coupling is happening.
And this time is already
Available
there in every electronic.
Correct. There is a real-time clock inside. So the clock will give that time from both units. So ballot unit will store that from control unit. Control unit will store that from ballot unit.
And this will be done on the day of the voting.
Yes.
Just before the voting starts.
Correct.
And therefore the let machines come randomly from anywhere, anytime. So any two machines
will be paired
and ballot, they will face each other, will be connected by wire, will recognize each other.
They will not
recognize. They will note each other.
Note each other.
Note each other.
Correct.
And yes.
And then the polling should happen.
Okay. And then
at the time of counting, connect them again and press. There will be another button which will ask these numbers, confirm, just to confirm that the number that ballot unit has stored is the same number that the control unit gives it back. And the number that control unit has stored, ballot unit gives that same number back. So
and time also.
And time, of course. With that number, I mean number and time, that whole string, date, time, number, whole string together. Because that makes it unique. So even if somebody tries to replace the control unit on the way, that control unit may have a duplicate number, let's say in the worst case possibility, but it won't have the date time stamp.
Correct.
Of pairing. So it will not be recognized. So even if the control units are stolen and replaced,
still that is not possible.
You are making it foolproof. See, the idea is to make the system robust and foolproof.
No, but in the case that they are not electronically paired, just by, you said the numbers are stamped on the back of it, and they are electronically paired. So if I just compare the stamp number, so what less it has, then
it has everything less, right? It's only visual inspection. I mean, I could print that. I mean, as in anybody who is antisocial could take that label, print a duplicate label, put it, or worst case, if this is assembled, he may get embossed duplicate control unit with the same number, same label, replace it.
So you mean to say a controlling unit can be preloaded?
They would.
With theoretically.
Yes, theoretically.
In the earlier system, or rather in the today's system, can be preloaded with a data of a certain number of votes to candidate 1, candidate 3, candidate whatever. And those preloaded controlling units can be brought with the false numbers, which would falsely visually match with the ballot unit. And those controlling units will be actually taken for counting when actual real counting machines won't figure out. This is possible, but it is not possible in case of electronic pairing.
So, as we were talking, see, control units can be replaced. Now, the one way to stop that is pairing. But even more fundamentally, each control unit should be tracked for its geolocation. See, again, advances of
GPS.
Correct. GPS. Advancement of technology is such. Today, when anybody who is close to us starts traveling, we say, share your live location.
Yes.
What is that? That is GPS. Now, GPS tracking is so easily available that if you order a chip on web today, you will get it for about 200 rupees. It's that cheap. Why not get that chip, put a battery, make an independent unit? You don't have to connect it to the EVM at all. Just put it in the enclosure.
Acha.
Control unit enclosure, and it will start transmitting its location. It will be tracked all the time. This live location should never end from the time the EVM ideally is manufactured till it is used in counting. Now, of course, EVMs have already been manufactured, but now, whatever state they are in, wherever they are, put those GPS location signal transmitters.
But you mean to say it can be put externally also?
Yes,
And does it require a SIM card or anything?
it can, it cannot. There are GPS transmitters available which do not even need SIM card. See, with SIM card you can always do it. But without those, the satellite directly locates it. So there is no problem of coverage also. It will keep on tracking it. The satellite will keep on tracking.
I think your point seems extremely valid because Niranjan Takle, who is a journalist, a very well-known journalist, an investigative journalist, has mentioned in one of his videos, I recently saw that and you also were present in that. More than 9 lakh machines, EVM machines, are missing, which have been produced by Electronic Corporation of India.
Correct.
And they are produced by them, and these EVMs are not produced for any other reason except for the election commission, and they are not used, for
Anything
any
else.
other purpose.
Anything else.
But they are missing. So 9 lakh, 60,000 or something like that,
Correct.
some close number to that. If they are missing, I think I can guess if 1,000 votes, it
Yes.
can go to about 96 crores of voters.
Correct.
So it's more than the actual number of voters in India.
Absolutely.
And there is no trace of these machines.
Correct.
So can this misplacement be prevented by
Yes.
what you are saying?
So there are two things here. When we talk of these two solutions together, pairing and GPS tracking, then we are addressing both the problems. So one is, yes, now once you have a GPS tracking enabled EVM, which again, that circuitry is not a part of the EVM, it is external, that is an independent unit, but fixed on the control unit.
And
so it doesn't
do with
interfere.
internet.
Correct. So it doesn't interfere with anything. It doesn't make the EVM hackable. It remains unhackable. But it is traceable. It just makes it traceable.
Very important.
Right.
Traceable,
But not
still
hackable.
not hackable.
Not hackable.
Yes, very
So it remains traceable. You know exactly where each
Yes.
unit is.
Yes.
So theft and loss and all that you eliminate. In the current situation, as you said, I was there when Mr. Takle showed that RTI response. 9,66,000, which means 96 crores votes, probably more than the entire
Yes.
Indian electorate. Now, even if they are missing, and some anti-social element lays its hand on it and tries to replace, to sabotage the election, tries to replace the existing control unit,
Units,
then that
possibility is sealed.
unit will not pair with the ballot unit.
Yes,
so
yes.
even if they have it, it's useless.
So you mean to say that
You make that election to a large extent foolproof. Another problem with these 9,66,000 missing is that, to my mind, as an average Indian, this is a national security threat. Because if imagine these in the hands of anti-national elements, there is no control, they could sabotage the entire election
yes,
and take it to a direction where Indian voters don't want it, but maybe those anti-national elements or maybe foreign countries, whatever, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a politician or a social scientist, so I don't know about that. But as a common Indian, I worry about this.
it can be Indian also. Anyway,
Yeah,
Anyway, yes,
every Indian would worry about this,
Yes,
right? I mean,
yes.
it's like having so many machine guns, missing.
yes,
Anything could happen. So you make these two put together and you eliminate that possibility also.
Now, I would add to what you have said just now. It has become it is not only advisable to electronically pair, it has become necessary now in view of the fact that more than 9 lakh machines are missing, actually missing. That means in order that they don't enter this system,
Correct.
it has become more than necessary that electronic pairing has to be done. It's not an option now. It's a fait accompli for a fair and perfectly reliable election system. I think it's a very strong point.
True.
It's a very
Yeah,
strong
I agree.
And, so what more suggestions you have for
So
improving the system?
there are many suggestions possible, but that would be a long time game, which is fine. What I would say for the short time of the upcoming elections,
But viable, actual viable things.
viable things that
Yes,
we could
yes,
do are
yes.
these just three things. One is pair the BU and CU. First is take the VVPAT out from being between the BU and the CU, put the BU at the center, put VVPAT on one side, put control unit on the other side. So the VVPAT can't play any games. No possibility. All this we are talking of is possibilities. So there is no possibility that VVPAT can play any games. Second is pair the BU and the CU. So the
No possibility of theft
duplicate and if you the illegitimate control units cannot come in the system.
Correct.
And the third is put a GPS tracker on it and share that live location with not only the party in power, but the opposition parties, the Chief Election Commission, the judiciary, and at least 3 civil society organizations which are internationally recognized, reputed, who don't have any bipartisan, there are no political interests in the non-partisan, so that everybody can keep a watch and they can alert the government, because this is an issue of national security. So everybody should be involved in it and people should alert the government if there is anything untoward that is happening.
Great. I think these are wonderful suggestions and they seem to be viable and workable.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much. So finally, the solution is here. EVM machines are accused of, possibility of, if not hacking, but maybe tampering with or some kind of mischief being played with them. Now here is an engineer. Here are the solutions. Here are the suggestions which are practical, workable, viable, with almost no cost, absolutely minimal cost, and almost no loss of time. I think now it's the time for the Election Commission to take the call. It's time for the political leadership to take the call. It's time for the judiciary to take the call, because already many petitions are pending before the Supreme Court. And many petitions are pending elsewhere also in other fora. I think this is high time that this signal, this cue is taken from an expert, which is workable and viable. Although it is true that the Election Commission has said that these machines cannot be hacked, and therefore they had given a challenge also, go and hack our machines, and this is our challenge, and nobody could hack it. Yes, true. But as he has rightly said, individually, isolation and the ballot machine or the control unit in isolation cannot be hacked. But once that VVPAT machine comes in between to connect the two, connect in a linear way, I think that's a problem. I think very valid and perfect suggestions are here. Now, I exhort upon the system to work upon this. I exhort upon the voters, the citizens of this country, to awake, to suggest, and to build a pressure for the same. And with this, thank you very much for watching. Stay with us. Namaste.